Story time with MrBubbles Pet Chicken.
What's up, people of YouTube? This is MrBubbles Pet Chicken, and welcome back to Story Time with MrBubbles. Today I have a couple books I want to read, a few books I want to read to you. I've been picking up more books, but today I want to read you Touching the Sky, The Betrayed, and The Dreamstride. We're going to start with The Betrayed. The Betrayed by Angwe Emiloth, translated from former text by Calselmo of Markarth. And when the snow prince fell to ground, the ice elves divided above and below, now vanquished and brutally bound. One moment had shattered all they did know. The once cool wind on their skin, now replaced with the heat of the flame, and a pride once felt deep but within, forgotten along with their home. Torn from their home of ice and frost, thrown into the pitch-black dread of night, living in fear as their minds become lost, as their eyes begin dimming the light. Chained and enslaved, what once was light turned to blackness, alone and betrayed, sinking deeper into madness. That was the betrayed, now touching the sky. Touching the Sky by Darmian Saldor, translated from former text by Calselmo of Markarth. Many of the most dedicated snow elves once committed themselves to a tireless journey through the chantry to the inner sanctum. They carried with them the paramount desire to become one with their god, Auriel. Though all set out with the determination to prove their worth, few were prepared for the trials that lay ahead, for the path of Auriel was not without its tribulations. The pilgrims struggled not only against the natural elements of the treacherous vale, but with a myriad of tests upon their faith and loyalty. It is told that many simply could not continue on the path for long before turning back. Some argue that the rebuke they endured upon their return was crueler than any punishment that they may have lay ahead of them along the path. In their failed attempt, they were forced to live in the shadow of those who did continue on their arcot, and on to achieve the great glory and honor of ascension into the light forever after. Their faith and loyalty of Ariel would be scrutinized, and their remaining days filled with shame and regret. Tales of those who reach the inner sanctum are not without their share of woes. It is said upon their arrival that many were mere shells of the person they had once been. Some were quite mad and from sleeplessness, and starved to the point of frailty. By the end of their journey, the marvel that they had strength yet to carry their vessel and ascend the stairs of the temple was the last true statement of their loyalty. Regardless of each individual's tale, the final words remain eerily similar to it. It is said that every pilgrim ascended, bathed in light, and a look of relief and contentment on their face. Touching the Sky. Now, The Dreamstride. The Dreamstride, the mysterious alchemist of Veramia. For over 1,000 years, the priests of Varamina have been masters of the art of alchemy. The complexity and potency of their mixtures are nothing short of legendary. These alchemical treasures are so highly sought after that a single drought showing up on the black market can command sums on the tens of thousands of septims. Of the numerous potions that have surfaced to date, Varamina's Tarper is perhaps the most impressive. A single sip of this viscous liquid places in the imbider in a state known as the Dreamstride. This condition allows the subject to experience the dreams of another as if they were actually there. The subject becomes an integral part of the dream, behaving as if they belong. To any other entities in this dream state, the subject will be mistaken for the dreamer. The subject will even find his mannerisms, speech patterns, and knowledge expanded appropriately. To an observer, after the subject has imbibed the potion, imbibed the potion. They will appear to vanish as the subject traverses distances within the dream. They will also be traversing distances in the actual world. When the Tarper's effects has expired, the subject will fade back into reality in the exact location projected within the Dreamstride. Some Dreamstrides have transported their subjects a few feet, and some have appeared thousands of miles from their origin in a matter of minutes. It's to be noted that the Dreamstride is highly dangerous and presents the subject with numerous pitfalls. In certain dreams, subjects have been exposed to life-threatening scenarios, such as sicknesses, violence, and even death. In most cases, the subject simply fades back to our world without harm. But in some instances, the subject never reappeared and was assumed to have expired, or the subject reappeared deceased. It's also quite possible that the subject could reappear in a precarious or hazardous location in reality, even though that location appeared safe within the Dreamstride. Varamina's Tarper is as mysterious and elusive as the priest that created it. It's unknown whether this unique transport mechanism is a result of the Tarper itself or simply the odd machinations of Varamina, but the potential for using the Dreamstride to penetrate seemingly impassable obstacles certainly outweighs its mysterious nature. That was the Dreamstride. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you in the next storytelling. See ya.